Pinup. I'm Nicole Walters, Director of Bespoke Architects, and I'm about to show you what made our Pinterest boards today. There was a lot of inspiration coming in from around the internet overnight, and actually it's been 2 days, so for the last 2 days. The image in the corner is a shower. I pinned it. It's very rustic in its application and very heavy. It's all in situ concrete. It is a shower that you step into there, and it was the color that really caught my eye on that image there, so that's why it's made the Pinterest board, just to inspire people to perhaps play with a bit of color in their bathroom. The steel windows and doors in this little house here were quite gorgeous. They're maroon in color. They've got very fine transoms in them, and they're quite close together, so we're seeing a trend towards steel windows, particularly in black. Here is an example in a nice maroon color and much smaller panes of glass. So that is why that image has made the board today. A suspended fireplace. I haven't seen this model before by Slim Focus. It does look like a column. So it was just something a bit different. You will see underneath that image that they do have the tiles on the ground to prevent that heat transfer onto their timber floor. So that is a requirement. This house here, again, very heavy in its materiality, quite brutal. It was this very heavy concrete kitchen, but quite earthy. And then next to it, we can see that inbuilt bench seat for the dining room. So that's why that image made the board today. And again, their staircase, really interesting, sort of perforated metal stairs, elliptical, solid, and each tread reaches the ground. So something very different there in a staircase, and that's why that one is on the board. Another interesting staircase was this plywood stair here. It is a spiral stair. I've just pinned a detail shot of that plywood stair, and you can see there just the beautiful lamination of all those layers of timber. I just thought that was a stunning detail. The house that had the brutalist kitchen and that interesting staircase, this is it externally. I just love the juxtaposition of the shapes here and the use of material on the outside. Again, it's a very rustic and I would say made of local materials in that instance, and I just thought it was a stunning looking sculptural piece. Again, another sculptural piece is this North Shore Pavilion. It is a toilet block and an information centre with a cafe, but it's just that roof form. It's stunning. It's like a giant awning over all these different faceted and functional public spaces. And then here, how it integrates into that courtyard landscaping. There's some tensile steel wires going from the landscaping and connecting to the roof. So I just thought it was really well integrated with the landscaping. And again, this is obviously a commercial application, but something could be done similarly residentially. Back to the sort of brutalist house, again, it was that material palette for the floor and for the ceilings that I just thought was worthy of going on the boards as inspiration. The steel mesh on the front of this building, it's very translucent. I pin a lot of screens to buildings, and they're usually somewhat heavier in appearance. There are a few on the board today, but I just really enjoyed how light that was, and the fact that it spanned, you know, from the very top, it sort of spans that 2.5 levels. So it makes for a very light looking facade. So that's why that one made the board. The one next to it is a public library, and I just really enjoyed that external fabric. It's a first floor structure that's suspended over an open place underneath, and that's its staircase. So you've got the actual treads that you walk up here, and then this more playful space here that you can sit on and read your books. I just thought that was a really beautiful combination staircase. Obviously, you need a wide area to achieve that sort of use for a staircase, but definitely very inspiring and worth considering. This property here had just the most amazing tilt panel screens I had seen. They're on hydraulic arms. You can see that there in that image in the open position, and there they are closed with a couple open. I just thought it was a beautiful, like it's a very heavy wood, and the fact that it looks so effortless as it lifts up with that really lightweight roof sitting above was just a really beautiful combination of both material and sort of application for privacy and that sort of thing. Another staircase, and this one was more, it does have glass balustrading in it, but it was just the shape of that steel handrail. I really liked that. It is there is that steel screen that we saw on that image there, so you can see that it is a little bit closer than you think when you see it up close in person. And again, the stair treads on this one are a tile inlay, so something a bit different again for a staircase and not your usual timber or carpet or steel that I normally sort of draw everyone's attention to. The gallery of Chew, just that as an internal sort of structural element plus joinery is just amazing. I really, really liked that, both as a shape and as a detail. And again, it's replicated on the outside of that doorway. So the door at the far end there, and you can see that structure poking through. It's just really, really lovely. It certainly uses a lot of curves in the design. It does have a curved steel staircase. We can see the concrete surround for that staircase there, and then the steel mesh that makes up the treads is also used then as part of that floor level above to let light to the floor below. And the curves are replicated again in the doorways. Here we can see the curve internally, and it's got quite a conventional curtain walling in front of it with quite an ordinary square door, but behind that we see that beautiful concrete curved shape, and there is another view of it with all its curves in all its glory. It was just a beautiful composition, that external facade with circles and curves, and I think the landscaping, that's obviously a very established building. It has a reflection pond in front of it. It just, as an overall space, it was beautiful. So that's why that had made the board. I just really liked this as a light fitting. It looks like fish swimming in the ocean above your head. So that is why that made the board. It's just their timber ribbed lights and your timber ribbed pendants with simple globes inside. It's stunning and simple and gorgeous. This desk, it just exquisitely sculptural. How functional it is, certainly the bench top would be functional, and I'm assuming this solid element here is some sort of cupboard or drawer situation. I just thought, you know, to walk into a room and see that in front of you was certainly a breathtaking piece of furniture. This bathroom down here, I pinned for that beautiful vanity. It's that one solid material, again, that we see, that I'm quite a fan of, that turns into the sink, and that sink is just a single element that drains in one direction. I just really enjoyed that. And then, of course, it's folding back up as a small splashback, so it's not going all the way up to the underside of the mirror. And then their use of LED lighting around that mirror, top and bottom, really makes it stand out up off the wall. This is the same house from the external. I just found that a really interesting front fence. So they've got a translucent sort of mesh gate for their car storage. And then over here where people access, it's got a little roof and a solid door. So obviously you're not intended to be allowed to go through until they've screened you. So I just thought that was a really interesting sort of front fence solution there. This house here, again, it was just the composition of materials. The big horizontal slimline brick stack, and then this glass cantilevering behind it, and then this solid timber element here with the exposed ribs. I really enjoyed looking at that image. Another staircase today, the open tread steel stringer on the side, a bit more, I guess, common in application, and then it's got the tensile mesh acting as the balustrade. In Australia, that tensile mesh would have to be slightly closer together than that, but again, a beautiful sort of open staircase. And then this one here, just again, the timber screening on the outside of that, and how it's then got a layer behind it, which is horizontal timber, and these lightweight window furnishings. So that was everything from around the internet that's made our Pinterest boards today. We have got a couple of our videos now up on Pinterest as well. So Bespoke House number 3 and Bespoke House number 2 are also up on Pinterest if you'd like to have another look. But thank you so much for joining us. This has been Bespoke Architects Daily Pinup. We are heading into the Easter long weekend, so we will catch you on Easter Tuesday. Until then, stay safe, stay home. Talk to everybody soon. Thanks so much. Bye.